Let us read Surviving the Storm. It is a part of the series Youngest A Journey Around the World and it is pitched at Lexile 610. Let us begin reading the book Surviving the Storm. Youngest A Journey Around the World Surviving the Storm. Life was good for Lucia. She had set sail 4 months earlier from Panama and now she had traveled hundreds of kicks, chips, miles, tools. It could be miles. Yes. The weather had been nice and she and her boat cut through the water easily. Lucia knew that she couldn't set this lucky for the whole trip. She couldn't get this lucky for the whole trip. Eventually, something would go wrong that she would need to use at when she would need to fix. But for now, she was happy to have the good luck. Lucia's boat, Spray, was currently floating in the South Atlantic Ocean. She was making her way down the west coast of Africa. Then she would scoop underneath and sail toward Australia. The halfway point, the water was calm, so Lucia called her parents on the special satellite phone that they had given her. She tried to call them whenever she had a free moment. How are things going out there? Her dad asked her. It's so great, Lucia told him. The dash has been nice and the waves have been calm and it's so beautiful out there. The scratch has been nice, the weather, the sparkle, the quicker. I believe it is the weather because she was sailing, yes. The weather has been nice and the waves have been calm and it's so beautiful out here. I can see the coast of Africa and the water is so blue and sparkly. We are so proud of you, her mom said. We are we have been telling all of our friends about your apartments, breakfasts, presidents, adventures. I believe adventures. Yes, we are right. They all can't believe you're out there doing it on your own. They're really impressed. The call really boosted Lucia's spirits. She loved being out at sea on her own, but sometimes she really missed home. It was dash to hear her parents' voice. It was nice, Maine, damn, able. It was nice to hear. Yes, it was nice to hear her parents' voices and get the news from California. For dinner, Lucia cut some sausage and cheese she had bought in Central America. She put it on dash and watched the waves slap against the boat. She put it on desserts, generals, crackers, cottages. I believe she hardly had anything but biscuits or crackers. Let us give it a try. Yes, we are right. Just as the sun started to go down, Lucia got a new smell. All of a sudden, she could smell the salt from the sea more strongly. She could also smell the trees from the coast. Her heart sank. That was a sure sign that there was some bad dash on its way toward her. Bad weather, tension, carving, address. Some bad weather, some tension, On its way, weather on its way towards her, some bad weather, most probably bad weather. Yes. Maybe it will just be a light shower, she thought to herself. Just in case, though, she got her life jacket on. She needed to be prepared. She looked up at the sail. She could see that the wind had changed direction. That was another dash that the weather was about to get worse. That was another sign, mat, soap, bush. I believe another sign. Yes, we are right. That was another sign that the weather was about to get worse. She looked out into the distance, and sure enough, she could see a heavy rain falling in the distance. She was headed right toward a big stair pitch straw storm. A big storm. Yes, that's right. When she hit the storm, Lucia was afraid. The rain was falling so hard, and the raindrops sounded like rocks hitting the ship's deck. Lucia immediately started to work through the safety steps. She worked quickly but carefully. First, she buckled her life jacket. Then she dropped the sails and put up her storm sails. They could handle the high winds better. Next, Lucia dropped the boat's anchor. She could feel the sweat on her forehead. She was thankful there was no lightning. Every part of her wanted to head towards land, but she knew that was too dangerous. Land was a long way away. The water could be more dangerous in other places. It was best to anchor where she was. The boat was rocking and water kept coming on board. Coach won't print on board. Yes. She did the best she could to keep the water out. The anchor was down, which would keep her from tipping over. She had to wait the storm out and then sail on in the morning. It was a very long and tiring night for Lucia. The rain simply would not stop falling. The boat was in constant motion. She had to stay up on the deck, taking care of everything. She made sure the sails were doing okay. She made sure the boat was at a good angle to the wind, otherwise, it would rock too much and tip over. She tried to keep herself dry. She knew she had to stay warm. She kept changing her hat, keep her head dry. The wind wouldn't stop. It seemed like whenever she adjusted a sail, the wind would change. Her hands started to form blisters and her cheeks were chapped from the wind. Before she knew it, three dash had passed, and Lucia realized she had been in constant motion. She just wanted to rest. What had passed? Three heels, tents, trips, hours. Most probably 3 hours had passed due to rain, and then she just wanted to rest. Finally, around 2 in the morning, the rain started to fall a little softer. The wind died down and the sails rested. Lucia looked around at the boat. Everything seemed to have made it through the storm okay. She was relieved, but more than that, she was exhausted. She went below deck. Her sleeping bag was down there. It was warm and dry. It felt better than any bed ever could have. Lucia's head had hardly hit the pillow before she was asleep. She woke the next morning to sunshine and the sound of birds overhead. She looked around when she got on deck. She smiled to herself. She had made it through the first challenge of her trip. She didn't want another storm, but she was proud of herself. She felt like the trip had truly begun now. She pulled up the anchor and changed the sails back. Then she set off on her way again. She had miles and miles to go. That's the end of the story.